Math contest problem number 3. Euler Totient function. The problem is, calculate the number of integers from 1 to 2020 whose GCD with 2020 is 1. Solution. First, we need to define Euler Totient function. Euler Totient function with a symbol is the number of integers between 1 and n whose GCD with n is 1. Example, find the totient function of 10. Solution. So we list down integers from 1 to 10. Numbers whose GCD with 10 is 1 are 1, 3, 7, and 9. Therefore, totient function of 10 is equal to 4. So that is totient function. Next. Rules in getting Euler totient function. Rule number 1. If p is prime, then totient function of p is equal to p minus 1. For example, let's say p is equal to 5. Then totient function of 5 is equal to 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. Rule number 2. If a is equal to p raised to n is a prime power, then totient function of a is equal to p raised to n minus p raised to n minus 1. An example of this is, let a be equal to 9. So 9 is equal to 3 squared. Therefore, totient function of 9 is equal to 3 squared minus 3 raised to 1. Rule number 3. If GCD of mn is equal to 1, then totient function of m times n is equal to totient function of m times totient function of n. An example of that is 21. Totient function of 21, wherein 21 is equal to 3 times 7, is totient function of 3 times totient function of 7. Rule number 4. If b is equal to p raised to n times r raised to m times s raised to t, wherein p raised to n times r raised to m times s raised to t is the prime factorization of b, then totient function of b is equal to totient function of p raised to n times totient function of r raised to m times totient function of s raised to t. Now, an example of b is 2020. Because 2020 can be factorized or prime factorized to 2 squared times 5 times 101. Therefore, totient function of 2020 is equal to totient function of 2 squared times totient function of 5 times totient function of 101. Totient function of 2 squared is equal to 2 squared minus 2 raised to 1, which is equal to 2. Totient function of 5 is equal to 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. Totient function of 101, 101 is a prime number, is just 101 minus 1, which is equal to 100. Therefore, totient function of 2020 is equal to 2 times 4 times 100, which is equal to 800.